We're not season 1. This is season 2, bitch. Hello, everyone. It's me, Jade Justine, and welcome to my channel. Now, today we are here talking all things RuPaul's Drag Race UK. It's the first episode, and to help me, I have brought along one of my amazing friends. It's the one and only, it's Pixie Polite.
Hello. Hi, Jade. Lovely
Hello,
to
darling.
have me here on this Zoom call this evening. We're socially distanced and responsible.
Socially distanced and responsible we are, darling. Yes, we are doing it all on Zoom. We can't be in person having a chin wag and getting pissed like we normally would, but thank goodness for technology, eh? Do you know what I mean?
Thank goodness for technology. What would we have done for the last year without it? Do you know what I mean?
You're looking lovely today, my darling.
Thank you very much. I'm channeling all things poppycock today with my little ginger number. And you, of course, look stunning as usual in blue.
Yeah, vision of blue. Even my backdrop's blue now, darling. Do you know what? Everything's blue. Let's go in to episode 1 of RuPaul's Drag Race UK season 2.
It's very exciting.
But before we start, we're just going to have to address the elephant in the room. Is that the wrong? I don't know.
What did you call me? How dare you?
Obviously, you are a part of one of the UK's best drag girl group. The Vixens.
Until the Frock Destroyers release their album, and then we're second now. We're second in the UK.
Yes. So obviously, you know Tia. You know Tia Coffee. As do I, obviously. Tia Coffee, the self-proclaimed, she said that she's Beyonceing the group. She's going for the solo career and Meet the Queens. So if that's the case, out of you and Woe, who's the Michelle and who's the Kelly? That's the question, isn't it, darling?
I mean, I think we all know the answer to that. Obviously, I'm Kelly, and poor Woe is poor Michelle, unfortunately. But yes, no, we're very, very proud of Tia. She's done very, very well. We're very pleased that she got on and can't wait to see what the future brings. And to address the rumours, we are not breaking up. The Vixens are still going strong. But you'll just have to watch this space because at the moment, no one can do anything because we're in a pandemic. So, yeah.
Very that. Very, very that. Very that. But obviously, we are queens. We may be friends with certain queens in this, but we are not going to be biased in this video, are we, darling? We're not going to be biased. We're going to spill the tea and we're going to be completely, brutally honest.
We're going to spill the tea.
Spill the tea. How did I miss that one? Let's go. Okay, let's dive in to episode 1 of Drag Race UK season 2. I'm so excited. Okay, so first off the bat, we have the first Scottish queen into the workroom. It's Lawrence Chaney. I'm like the Loch Ness Monster, a legend. I think that's what she said.
That is what she said.
How are we feeling about Lawrence? What are our first initial impressions of her as she walks in this wonderful purple illusion that she's got going on?
Well, I thought Lawrence's entrance look was really fun. Personally, would love to wear it myself. I especially enjoyed the boots that were the matching fabric, very camp. I thought Lawrence was just very sort of loud and fun and hilarious. I enjoy the Scottish accent. There's nothing that is more funny to me than like a confident big girl who says what she thinks, especially if they have like a northern accent or a Scottish accent. For some reason, it's just funnier. Do you know what I mean?
Completely agree with you. Like I'm obsessed with her straight away off the bat. Like she's hilarious, but I also feel like she's got like a heart underneath it. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
her little, shade remarks and things and in her confessionals and stuff like that. Like, yeah, like she's being shady, but like you can tell that it's being done in a loving, like humorful way.
Yeah, she had a line for everything. It was always hilarious, always very quick. And I love that. I love a queen who can think on their feet. It shows that Lawrence is someone who has worked on the scene and been in the club sort of thing, because they have that ability to go off the cuff and it's always hilarious, which is great.
So next up into the workroom, we have Kerry Valentine. And what an entrance. I'm so happy that they kept that in the edit of her headdress falling off. I was sat here howling. And the way that she handled it as well, I think goes to show what kind of queen she is. The fact that she was like, oh shit, okay. And we're having a laugh about it. Do you know what I mean? Like, she wasn't in her head. She was just like, oh fuck, I'm going to do this again. Loved it. What did you think of her outfit? What did you think of Cherry?
Well, I think I actually found her quite endearing, especially obviously with the headpiece malfunction at the beginning. She just seems very sweet and nice. And sometimes when you have like fierce look girls who are like really good at the makeup and like turning the looks, sometimes they can be a bit fierce and seem a bit intimidating. But she just seems like so lovely and so creative. Yeah. And I really enjoyed that. She was all ready to like kiki in with Lawrence as soon as she sat down. And, you know, some people might sit next to Lawrence and be like, oh my God, Lawrence is hilarious. And like, you know, but she held her own. It was great viewing, actually. I really enjoyed it. And I thought her look was camp.
Yeah, it really was. I think her look, completely like encompasses. Is that the right word? Encompasses? I don't. Her look, I feel, is her. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's very true to who she is. It tells you like who she is, her color schemes, the red, like the darkness of it, because that's, you know, as she said, that's her kind of drag. But I completely agree. Like, she's come across very endearing. And when she went and sat down and that little like chat between them and Lawrence, where's she from again?
Darlington. And Lawrence is like,
Darlington, okay, well, they don't have good teeth in Darlington then. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it was just iconic off the bat straight away. It was like, I think it was very much, that was the moment for me that I was like, okay, this season is going to be so camp, because already we're like a few minutes in and it's just iconic and hilarious. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, obsessed. Sometimes on the entrances for Drag Race, they'll put in like a big personality who'll grab you first, and then someone second, maybe who's got a smaller personality, who like maybe isn't as engaging. But I think Cherry was so entertaining to me, like that first instance. I really liked her.
So then next up through the workroom door is the one and only Tia Coffee. She's here, she's in the workroom, and it's finally time to spill the Tia. Yeah, look at that. Props, honey. What can we say? Like, she looked stunning. She came in with all of the energy, and that the reveal. Oh no, soz. Like, iconic.
Yeah, I mean, she came in giving us full Mel B but supermodel.
Yeah.
Stoned boots up to her thighs, stoned leopard print glove dress. I enjoyed it. Some of the other girls said they thought, you know, her entrance look wasn't the tea, but I thought she looked great. She was giving what she wanted to. She was giving that Mel B tease. Her hair it's an afro texture, so like, I don't know what, just, you know, that it is what it is. You know, she said actually when she walked in, you know, she's not the kind of queen who prioritizes looks over other stuff. She's definitely a performance queen, and then look comes second. So yeah, I don't know how anyone can argue with that. She still looks great. So yeah. So the next person who came into the workroom was, of course, Bimini Bon Boulage.
Yeah.
What do we think of her?
I wasn't sure at first. I liked the silhouette. I liked the look. It was the way it was kind of sitting on here. It like, and with the boobs, it was a bit loose. That's the only thing that I would say, is that it didn't look like it fitted her as well as it could have. But apart from that, like, camp, like, great personality, like, complete, do you know what I mean? Like, so different to the girls that have come in so far. And yeah, like very Barbie, as I think it was Tia that said that, wasn't it?
I think someone said that, yeah. And it makes sense, the pink. I really loved her entrance slide. I'm vegan. Just because it's so random, I loved it. She just seems really quirky and like fun, I guess. I think it's, again, I love the accent. It just makes her seem very camp.
Completely agree. The accent, just exciting. I mean, I'm going to end up saying the same thing because there wasn't really any queens that came through that I was like, do you know what I mean? Like everyone, I was like, oh, okay, who's this now? What did you think of Bimini? Or have you said what you think of Bimini?
I think I've said enough of what I think of Bimini. That she's camp. I like the entrance line. I don't want to criticize the outfit. I mean, which is why I didn't mention it. So, who was next after Bimini?
I don't know why I did criticize it. To be honest, it didn't need it, but it didn't need criticizing. But I said it now, so there we go. Anyway, next up, through the workroom door, is the Queen of Worcester sauce. It's Ginny Lemon herself.
Oh, fancy a slice, Jade.
Fancy a slice? What do you think of Ginny Lemon?
I think Ginny is fucking hilarious. She's just like absolutely in a world of her own, doing her own thing, doing her own drag, and just honestly living her best life. I thought her entrance look was camp. I loved her entrance line.
Yeah.
Very on brand for her. And she just came in with all of that like kooky bagger energy that I needed.
I adore Ginny Lemon. I think she's camp, she's fab. The way that she ran round the corner and she looked stunning. She was just the Ginny that I know and love, just so bubbly and hilarious and kooky. And I'm obsessed. I can't wait to see more. I really can't.
Then next in the workroom, we had the gigantic Ellie Diamond looking like a big pink Care Bear, and it was very camp. She was painted.
Oh, that makeup. Like, she walked in and I was just like, okay, yeah. And the fact that she made that outfit as well, like, it's finished so well, so professionally. Like, every little detail was thought out. She was beat. Loved it. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember her entrance line now, but I mean, the sight of her was striking enough for me to remember her. I think she's going to be very camp.
Next up, through the workroom, we have Sister holding her little bag in front of her face, revealing her iconic Sister blue circle on her mouth. And it seemed that none of the queens really got her entrance line. No one really understood it. And personally, I didn't really understand her entrance line either. Did you?
No, I didn't really get it, but I thought it was very camp. I like the blue circle. You know, if your lips are blue, you've obviously been on the poppers, so that's very camp. My first impression was just that she was super kooky, maybe a bit vintage inspired, which is fun. And just very dry, and it's a different sort of kind of humor that like Tia or Lawrence was giving. So I think that could be quite fun.
I got good vibes off Sister. I'm excited to see what she's going to bring.
Also, I think it's really fun that we've got Sister, and then Tia naming herself after Tia Mowry from Sister. So very camp there, very camp.
Next into the workroom, we have Taste. What do we think of her?
I think Taste is very fierce. She has a reputation in London as being, as she said when she walked in, you know, a dancer, lip syncer. And yeah, I thought her entrance look was very cool, very drag fashion, which is very camp. I liked her entrance line about Barry Island. Though I did think it was weird. She was like, well, this isn't Barry Island.
If I'm being honest, her entrance line was probably my least favourite. I just didn't get it. I didn't get the energy as much, and it confused me, because wasn't it like, oh, this doesn't look like Barry Island, but it'll sure do. I'm like, so you're saying that you'd rather be in Barry Island than be in the workroom? Like, that's what I got from the entrance line. I was like, okay, sis, all right, well, if you'd rather be at home, what are you doing here? Do you know what I mean? Like, that's what I got from the entrance line. I was just very confused.
I mean, I guess, but like, I didn't hear it that way, but I can understand what you mean.
I'm excited and intrigued to see what she's going to bring. And like you said, if she is going to be just the look queen, or whether she is going to deliver all of these talents that she says she has. And I'm excited to see whether that's going to happen or not.
Very, very camp indeed. And speaking of camp, the Grand High Witch herself is in next. It is Mr. Joe Black. I was gagged. Joe, when they said he's a cabaret legend, he's a cabaret legend.
Yeah.
He's kooky, he's vintage, he's camp personified. He is silent movie era Hollywood. He is spooky, kooky, ooky, and I live for it. He's ready for his close-up Mr. DeMille, and bitch, I was not ready. He looked great. I love the turban. Pure, like, winner energy walking in. Winner's energy.
Yeah, absolutely. And when they walked round that corner with just, yeah, the sway that they were doing, glistening, like, it, just stunning. Like, and the entrance line, I think, is one of my favorites. God, Glenn Close looks rough. I'm like, yes. I adore Joe Black. Absolute fabulous queen. Like you said, it really is a cabaret legend. Like, just amazing. Just absolutely amazing. Love
and
Joe
in
Black.
terms of, you know, charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent, he's got the talent, he's got charisma, he's unique, and it do take nerve to wear a turban to play tennis, is all I'll say.
Yes, queen. Exactly. Lots of love for Joe Black. So much.
Absolutely.
Next up, it's Veronica Green.
Veronica Green. What do you think?
I mean, I just adore Veronica. Like, I'm very good friends with her. And yeah, I thought she looked stunning. She made that outfit. I loved it. It was very kind of like neon pop kind of.
Yeah, it gave me like 80s Kylie at a prom.
Yes.
Very camp. Very camp.
I can't comment on everyone else, but I can say, like, as a friend watching this episode, like, both Tia and Veronica were just themselves completely. Like, no fakery, nothing was put on. Like, it was just them. Like, that's who I speak to on FaceTime. Do you know what I mean? Like, what I was watching on TV. And
absolutely,
I love that.
Yeah, I like the entrance outfit. She was adorable. And yeah, love it. Who do we have up next? I believe it's Christina Mandela. So Christina Mandela walks in, serving that, like, supermodel walk. It's very, like, you know, when Vivacious walked in on season 6 with her, like, well, actually, I don't, what, you know, like Vivacious on the runway in season 6 when she, like, stomped down the runway full, like, New York ballroom style. That is the energy I was getting from Christina. Pure confidence, pure, I'm here, eat it up. Loved it. She is a queen.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I didn't really think that much of it. I was like, okay, camp.
Okay, all right, fair.
We'll see.
Love that. Who do we have next?
We have the last queen into the workroom. It is Ahura.
Ahura. Camp. I have to say, obviously, before the episode airs, they released a photo of all of them lined up in their entrance outfits.
Yeah.
When I looked at that, I legitimately thought Ahura was Ellie Diamond. Because, I mean, I know what they both look like, but when I glanced at it, I thought she was Ellie Diamond, just because I know that Ellie Diamond loves
Wizard of Oz,
sort of like Wizard of Oz and like that sort of thing. And so,
well, yeah, Ellie Diamond's
especially
Meet
with
the Queens.
with the huge hair as well. Oh yeah, because Ellie Diamond's Meet the Queens was the Wizard of Oz,
The
and like,
lullaby
Ahura had this big hair on that I wasn't maybe used to seeing on her on Instagram. So I genuinely just kept thinking, oh, Ellie Diamond. Oh no, wait, that's Ahura.
I think all I have to say for Ahura is I liked this detail on the wig.
Yeah.
I liked how that sat. I really liked
the like
that.
little curls and the little bang moment.
I really liked that. As a stagey queen who is also in love with the Wizard of Oz, I wasn't overwhelmed by the outfit. I didn't hate it, but I was like, okay,
it's
like,
cute.
I looked at it, and in my head I was thinking, well, what would I have done with this outfit? And I didn't think about that for any of the others. Maybe that's just because I am,
because you love the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, I don't know, but I loved the wig and how it sat and the wig detail, and I loved that. Very camp.
It was a camp entrance, and then what happened? RuPaul Charles came in the room, as we were told by Tace in her talking head. In case we didn't know, that was RuPaul. And then we had the mini challenge, which was camp. What did you think of the mini challenge?
Yeah, I loved it. I loved the pun, the play on words, the Wimbledon. I thought that made me chuckle. I loved that. I thought everyone showed their personalities through the mini challenge. But for me, and I know we said at the start we're not going to be biased, but I mean, the reason that this stands out is probably because it is Tia Coffee. But the fact that the tennis balls were getting stuck in that wig and that she still had tennis balls in the wig while she was stood there was the most iconic thing ever. I just loved it. I don't know why. I just loved it. It's just
kooky, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I thought the mini challenge was like a camp idea, but I wasn't really like 100% sure what they were supposed to be doing. Like, is it a posing photo shoot challenge? Is it a comedy challenge? Like, I wasn't really entirely sure what the whole point of it necessarily was. But it was camp. Those balls looked really painful, not going to lie. Yeah, I mean, I thought Lawrence was hilarious. I also thought Tia was hilarious. If it was a comedy-based decision about why Lawrence won, I think Tia was definitely second. I mean, or Ginny, maybe. Ginny was making pancakes or some shit, and it was great.
What do you want on your pancakes, love? Strawberries and cream coming right up.
Very that. But yeah, in the grand scheme of the whole episode, though, I did think, like, the mini challenge was a bit long and maybe unnecessary, just because, like, I feel like we could have got more really great sort of stuff in the workroom while they're getting ready, or, like, stuff in Untucked, like, that maybe might be a bit more interesting, because they spent quite a lot of time on the tennis, and there's so many of, like, queens, like, in this first episode. I think it would have been nice maybe to focus on them and getting to know them a bit more rather than this challenge. But other than that,
now you've said that, though, like, I do agree, because I think if it was a photo shoot challenge and they were picking the best photo, like, I don't see how Lawrence won. Do you know what I mean? Like, all of the photos of the screenshots they were showing us weren't really like proper photos. They were like action shots. Do you know what I mean? So I do think that it was chosen based off of comedy and impressions and who Ru liked the most in that scenario, I think, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, they had a proper photographer there who they named. So presumably it was supposed to be based on who was the best modelled photo. But obviously some of these bitches are too funny and they just won regardless. And the rules went out of the window. But it was very camp and I liked it. Let's talk about the looks.
Move on to the main challenge then, dear.
Yes.
We then have our safe queens that get sent off the stage. Did you agree with all of the safe?
Yes, I did actually.
Yeah.
I thought Ginny was camp. I thought Tia was great. Ahura's outfits were good. Taste's outfits were good. And Veronica as well, I think was good. Yeah. I mean, I think overall, all of the queens were it was quite a close race as to who would have been in the top. I don't know that I would have necessarily chosen that top 3, but also I'm not against it because, as I say, everyone was like on a it was very close to call.
They really had to nitpick in this first episode. They really did, because the standard was just so high overall. Like, it really was.
If they had chosen those 3 to be in the bottom, so Sister, Bimini and Joe, if they said to me, that's the bottom 3, you have to choose 2 to lip sync, I don't know that I would have chosen Joe, to be honest with you. I feel like I would have chosen Sister, just because I think Joe's outfits overall were just a bit more for me anyway. And just generally, I would be excited to see more from Joe than Sister, just because he's Joe Black. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. The thing that I noticed that I thought was camp was when they announced all the names and they brought them all forward, and then they said that they were safe. The reactions on the queens, looking at Ginny's reaction, being like, what? Like, she obviously thought that she was going to be in the bottom because she's like, oh, I'm Ginny, you know, I'm not the normal kind of drag. And the fact, like, that I loved. And then it went to the other end with Taste and Ahura, who had faces like thunder because they were like pissed off they were safe and not in the top.
Yeah, I think you could tell when the safe queens were walking back, looking at their faces, who was pissed and who was just being like, thank God I'm not Gothy Kendall. Yeah. So, yeah.
Obviously, the bottom 2 is announced. We have the lip sync. It is Joe versus Bimini, and it's Relax. Frankie Goes to Hollywood. What did you think of the lip sync? I thought it was a good lip sync. It was camp.
Yeah, I thought it was really strong. For the first full half of the lip sync, it was too close to call. Yeah. They were both giving a lot of intensity. It was probably, I think, maybe better than most of the lip syncs from season 1 already. Like, I say most, probably all of them, to be honest with you. I can't think of a single one where I'm like, from season 1 that was amazing.
Yeah.
No offense. Yeah, no, I think they were both really strong. I think the moment that Bimini took it was, you know, when Joe was doing his sort of comedy miming in the lift, and then Bimini was like spinning around on her head, like doing whatever it was she was doing. And I think I enjoyed Joe's camp, like, mime moment. I just wish that it was either done in an instrumental or he was still lip syncing whilst he was doing his like mime thing and like doing the odd little thing. The fact that it was like there was words being sung and he wasn't lip syncing, I think there was a bit of like I was like, what's happening? Like, it took me a second to get he was doing a stick. I was like, is he just not lip syncing? Is he not doing the words? Like, what's going on? Like, it was just a little bit. But then once I realized, I was like, oh, camp, he's doing the lift. Okay, this is camp. Fair enough. Yeah. Like, a slightly unusual song choice for a lip sync, but it was really camp.
Yeah. It was a camp.
I don't know that I mean, they kind of both turned it out. Like, based on that moment where, like, maybe the lift was lost in translation, I can kind of understand maybe why he was sent home.
Yeah.
But for me, I would have maybe just been like, you both stay, sold. Because they were both great. And as I say, like, Joe going in seemed like a real contender. Yeah. So, yeah, it was a big shock. Yeah, overall, I thought it was a really great episode. I'm much more invested in it than season 13. Like, the stand of the queens is great. They've all got really interesting personalities, really different things about their drag, different perspectives. They seem to be bringing the drama. And yeah, I can't wait to see how this turns out.
Overall, I loved it. It was a really, really strong episode to start the season off. I think as well, it's very much come out and it's gone, we're not season 1. This is season 2, bitch.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Is,
like,
ding, gone up.
Yeah, absolutely it has. And I'm just excited for the rest of the season, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait to see what all of these UK queens do. And I'm just excited to see them just, you know, put the UK on the map even more so than it already is from season 1, you know, because I feel like these queens are fabulous.
And as we say, you know, they filmed this during the middle of a global pandemic. You know, none of them have been able to work. They're probably all poor as hell. And if you think about how under pressure everyone in society is at the moment, like with the lockdowns and like mental health and stuff, they are such strong stars to have like gone through all this with such like grace. So I implore everyone watching, which is probably 10 people because this is on Jade's channel. I implore everyone watching to go follow the queens, go buy their merch, book a cameo, do all of that, because they really have worked so hard and they really deserve to be supported, especially Tia Coffee, because we need to pay the rent. You know what I mean?
Well, I guess that's it. That's the episode. Thank you very much, Pixie Polite, for joining me for episode 1 review. Have you enjoyed yourself? Has it been camp?
I have loved it. There's nothing I love more than talking about drag and generally being entertained by these bunch of camp queens. So yes, thank you so much for having me.
Where can we find you? Where on social? Obviously on the Vixens, on everything. But apart from that, where can we find you?
Yeah, you can follow me and Tia and the Vixens at the Vixens UK, which is on Twitter, Instagram, and we also have a Facebook page, the Vixens. And you can find me personally at Polite Pixie on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and then you can also follow me on Facebook, and you can also go and subscribe to my YouTube channel where I plan on starting to upload some shit soon. So do it. Go over there. Yes.
Camp. Well, there you go. Thank you for watching. If you've made it this far through the video and you've made it to the end with us, thanks for watching. That's all from me. That's all from Pixie. And thank you very much. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell button, all of that shebang. You know the business. Yeah, that's it. We're done. Thanks, Pix. Thanks, babes.
Bye.
Bye. Subscribe.